Welcome to Don't Overspill. I'm Madyson.
I'm Haeleigh. And we're here to spill all the tea.
Shh.
So today we are going to be focusing on the topic of mental health. So our game is going to be about mental health. Our guest is going to talk about mental health. So we're gonna start theming these things for you guys, So
Yeah. Much easier to follow, and
easier for us too.
Yeah.
Because we lose track of thought. So
Yeah, definitely. So the theme is mental health. So
let's get into it.
So our first segment is we're going to take a depression and anxiety test to see if we are diagnosed with
Depression or anxiety.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how this is going to go.
No, considering it's a free test, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We both did it before for fun. We took a bipolar test and what you took an eating disorder test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bipolar, so that's good news according to this. And according to this, Madyson's on the verge of an eating disorder, so we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll come along with us. So, you want to go first?
So, do you want to do depression or anxiety? Which one sounds more fun to you?
Anxiety.
Anxiety? Okay.
I'm curious.
Go for it.
All right. So, let's begin. All right. So, you have to rate it from not at all or nearly every single day. Question number 1. Feeling nervous, anxious, or on the edge. I'm going to say several days.
Okay.
Not being able to stop or control worrying. Several days.
Several days.
We're off to a great start. Worrying too much about different things. More than half the days.
More than half the days, yeah.
Trouble relaxing. Several days, because I sleep like a baby, but when I'm awake, I'm like...
Yeah, that's it. When I'm sleeping, I'm at peace. Like,
yeah.
nothing can bother me. But then as soon as I have my eyes open, I'm like, yep, I'm stressed today.
Yeah, anxious. Being so restless that it's hard to sit still. Depends on the situation.
Like, I have ADD, so that's why I can't sit still. I don't know if is that related to anxiety or...
Several days.
Several days.
Becoming easily annoyed or irritable. More than half the days.
That's just my personality.
Feeling afraid as if something awful might happen. Nearly every day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, every day. Age range. I am 25. I am a female. I am white, non-Hispanic. Okay, we don't have to go over my household income. Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition by a professional? No. Have you ever received treatment or support? No. Think about your mental health. What are the main things contributing to your mental health right now? Coronavirus, obviously. Grief or loss of somebody. And financial problems?
There's a lot of different options. You can select, like, relationship problems, past trauma, current events that are going on, loneliness or isolation.
Or relationship problems or racism.
Yeah.
Do you currently have health insurance? Well, I'm under my mom's.
Yeah, so then
yeah.
You have health insurance.
Right? I don't know. I like a trick question. Do you have any of the following general health conditions? It's heart disease? No. Diabetes? No. Cancer? No. Arthritis? No. What is that?
COPD.
Is that, I thought like you gotta pronounce it.
No.
COPD.
Copped.
No.
Coped.
Movement disorders? No. HIV/AIDS? No. No. Okay. Your anxiety test score was moderate anxiety.
Okay.
I scored an 11 out of 21.
So you're not like super anxious, but you fit the.
Yeah. It says based on your answers, living with these symptoms could be causing difficulty managing relationships and even the task of everyday life. Okay. That's interesting. And then the next step, it says looking for a treatment provider. So if you are seeking for help and feel like you need support, you could put in your zip code, and then it will help you find support.
Wow, look at that. And then there's all information on anxiety. So you can have like overcoming your thoughts, like not wanting to leave your room. What is depression and anxiety? So broad. Anxiety could be like anything. You can have anxiety about like one specific situation, or you can just live every day and just wake up. You can just be an anxious person.
Yeah.
Like always anticipating.
I'm
the
such
next
an
wrong
anxious
thing.
person.
Me too.
Time makes me so anxious. Like, everybody knows that. Like, I have to plan everything. I need to have everything scheduled. People hate that about me. But I get so anxious. Like, if I'm flying, I need to be at the airport like 4 hours prior.
Don't pull a me and miss your flight the day of.
Yeah.
My dumbass overslept, missed the alarm, got to the airport, and the woman told us we couldn't check our bags, and I started hysterical crying. So, yeah, take Madison's advice on
Yeah.
the airport thing.
Yeah, that would never happen. I recently went to Nashville, and we had to get, some hot chicken before we left, obviously. And the line was outrageous, and I'm like, this wasn't in my schedule. And then we were about to, and then it was like a scene out of a movie. We went to go outside. Our Uber was here, and there was a parade going on. As soon as we stepped outside, a parade went on, and we couldn't cross the road to our Uber. And we were like,
That would
what
give me
is
so
going-"
much anxiety.
I cried. I literally had a panic attack. I cried because I'm like, we're gonna miss the flight. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We were fine. Sat at the
Yeah.
airport for an hour.
That's like
But-
when little things, like when I have a plan, like you too, like with vacations too, like I like to plan things out. So like if we're
Yeah.
doing something not according to what was in the plan, I'm like, okay, well then when are we going to do this? And how is this going to get done? And this affects this. Like it's just so much.
Yeah. I need to know what time we're waking up, what we're doing, what we're doing
Yes.
for breakfast, what we're gonna do for lunch.
I hate when people say that, oh, we'll just wake up and see where the day goes.
No, you can't.
I need an alarm set because you think I'm waking up at 11, but you're going to be up at 9 or vice versa.
Yes.
You need to plan things.
Yes. Anxiety.
Anxiety.
It doesn't help. I do have anxiety over that stuff. So everything might be cool, calm and collected for you, but I'm anxious and I'm not enjoying my time.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about is what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next?
That's like me, yeah. Like when I have something planned, I just want it to go right and I want it to go the way I want it. So when things aren't going the way I anticipated it in my head to go, I get really just, anxious and moody and bitchy and all of the above.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
But
All
yeah.
right. You want to take your next test?
Yeah, let's find out if I'm depressed. I don't think I need a test to tell me this, but just kidding. Mental health is not a joke.
How do I go back to it?
Oh,
wait. Please hold.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Depression.
Depression test. All right. Little interest or pleasure in doing things. Sometimes it depends. That's the thing. My interest goes up and down. I either wake up ready for the day, ready to conquer the world, or I wake up and I'm I don't want to leave my bed. I want to stay in bed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess several days.
Right now, probably more than half because of the weather.
The weather.
Season.
Seasonal depression's a big thing too. In the summer, I'll take a fun trip to Target just to, boost my serotonin. But in the winter, that's not possible because I don't even want to step outside because my steps are a sheet of ice. Feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. See, those are down, depressed, and hope. Those are three very different.
Yeah, hopeless is
there's nothing left for me.
Yeah.
I feel down at days. I feel sad.
hopeless should not be in that category.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion.
That's a big jump
That's a big
from
jump.
feeling down to hopeless. I'm gonna say not at all because I'm not hopeless at all. I like myself a lot. Trouble falling or staying asleep or sleeping too much? No, not at
no.
all. Feeling tired or having little energy? I think that just comes with being an adult now and just doing things. Because this
Adulting.
time last year, I wasn't doing anything. I was just laying in bed all day. It was COVID, so poor appetite or overeating. I don't know. I think I eat pretty consistently.
She eats weird things, but she
Yeah.
eats.
I eat my dry ass Chipotle bowl, but it's still eating. So
Chipotle. She gets chicken, lettuce, and cheese.
No.
Chicken, lettuce. Wait, don't tell me.
you know this.
Rice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then my salads with no dressing.
She's weird, guys.
Everyone comes at me for that.
It's like painful to watch her eat. Painful. I'm afraid she's going to choke. So dry. Her dry ass meals.
I hate condiments. I hate everything.
I could bathe in condiments. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Go to Wawa. They say, what toppings do you want? I'm like, buffalo, chipotle. I want everything. Give me every single condiment.
None, plain, take it off.
Change the subject. I literally got into a fight with a guy one time behind the deli because he was making my sandwich and he was like, what do you want on it? And I said, chipotle mayo and mayo. And he made a smart ass comment and he was like, they're both the same thing. They're both mayonnaise. I said, can you not judge me for a second?
Let me live, yeah.
I was like, give me what I asked for and give me both the mayonnaise. Thank you very much.
That's so funny.
Don't mess with me and my condiments.
I ordered a salad once and I ordered it off of DoorDash. So like you can uncheck like what you don't want in the salad. And I unchecked literally everything. Like I unchecked the tomatoes, the onion, everything. The people called me to confirm that that's what I actually wanted. The woman was like, hi, I just want to confirm, like, you wanted to remove all these things, not add them. And I was like, oh, yeah, remove it. She goes, so you want lettuce? And I was like, no, like, and chicken. And she was like, okay, like, sure. Actually, I had to call and confirm that I wanted the dry-ass salad. So, yes.
I'll just give you a bag of lettuce.
So I don't...
Happy eating.
Ew, no. No, I would eat a bag of lettuce, but, like, not for, like, lunch, you know? Like, maybe, I don't know.
For what? Dessert?
No, I probably wouldn't just eat it. I knew a girl once that actually did. She was even pickier than I am. Can you imagine someone pickier than me? No, you can't.
There's
This girl
no
didn't
shot.
even like mac and cheese. Okay? Like, that's a problem. She would eat bags of lettuce. I like mac and cheese. I'm a normal person, you know?
You're not normal.
I'm a little more normal than that.
Oh my gosh.
She would only eat plain bagels, nothing on them. I like a plain bagel every now and then, but like everything bagels with cream cheese, Taylor ham, egg and cheeses, like come on. I love those.
Will you ever have a cinnamon raisin bagel?
Yes, I have. They're actually pretty good.
Wow.
I've had an onion bagel. Those are good.
Jalapeno cheddar?
No, I have not had that. I don't like jalapenos. Boring.
You're
But yeah,
boring.
I don't have a poor appetite. I'm just very picky. So I eat a lot, just not to most human beings' standards, I guess.
To mine. Because I sit next to her and I devour my meals.
She's sitting here with like all different condiments and I'm eating like dry pieces of everything.
I'm going to toss them on there. You get a condiment.
One day I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to come back and you're just going to secretly put like dressing on my salad. I can smell it. Just want to let you know. If the
I'm
smell
sure.
of Caesar dressing and balsamic, disgusting. Literally disgusting. I want to throw up.
Balsamic?
Ew. The smell of pickles, ew. Like, people can't eat around me because I'm just so, like, get it away from me.
I know. I had a tuna sandwich once and I was like very nervous to eat it around her.
It's okay.
I feel like I need to like hibernate in my own corner when I eat.
See, but, like, tuna, like, I don't know. Like, I don't like it, but, like, yeah, the smell isn't great, but, like, I don't know. I have such a deep, deep hatred for pickles. Like, if it comes on my plate, I'm sending the food back. Like, I promise you. Like, when the juice gets, like, all on your fries and your burger. Ugh, disgusting. I always tell them, I'm like, no pickle. And they're like, oh, it comes on the side. I'm like, yeah, no pickle.
Dramatic.
Don't even give it to me. Feeling
Right.
bad about yourself or that you are a failure or have let yourself or your family down. Now, I'm fucking awesome. What are they talking about? What? I am awesome. I feel great
Not
about
at
myself.
all. Wow, good for you.
No. See, you have to learn to just, like, accept yourself.
That's like a nearly everyday feeling for me. Good for you. Good for you.
I mean, like, obviously there are times I feel like unaccomplished, like if I didn't like do something right, but like overall, like, I don't know, I feel pretty good about myself.
You should.
I'd be friends with myself. Like, that's what you have to think. Like, would I be friends with me? Would I like me? Like, if you were another person, how would you feel about yourself?
Oh, I would love myself.
Exactly. So no, I don't feel bad about myself. Trouble concentrating on things such as reading the newspaper or watching television. Who reads the newspaper? Number one, nobody. Like maybe
Okay, read
if
a
you were,
book.
if
Read
you're
a book.
born in 1950. Read really books either. And I have ADD, so I have trouble concentrating on everything. Even watching television, I'll tell myself, like, I'm going to sit and watch this, but then I'll be on my phone and like
Yeah.
it'll be on the background, or I'll be like on my computer doing something. I don't think trouble concentrating relates to depression, but okay. But yeah, I have a lot of trouble concentrating. Moving or speaking so slowly that other people could have noticed. Or the opposite, being so fidgety or restless that you have been moving around a lot more than usual. These are weird questions for depression. I'm like, I mean, I trust the process, but
Trust the process.
I don't speak slowly, do I?
No, not at all.
No. Thoughts that you would be better off dead or hurting yourself.
All right, that went real deep, real fast.
Real quick, yeah. No, I like myself. I don't think that way. I think the world is better with me in it.
Good for you.
Have you checked off any problems? How difficult have these problems made it for you at work, home, or with other people? What did I even check? Oh, trouble concentrating, feeling tired.
You do not have depression.
I do not have depression, no. I'm going to say not difficult at all. My age range, I am 18 to 24. I'm 23 years old. I am a female. All right. Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition by a professional? No, I have not. Well, like ADD counts, doesn't it?
Have you been diagnosed with
Yeah.
it? Then yeah.
Okay. Have you ever received treatment / support for a mental health problem? No, I kind of ignored like everything I like wanted to do. Think about your mental health test. What are the main things contributing to your mental health problems right now? Go with financial problems. You know, we all have it. We all want to be a material girl.
That's for sure.
Other than that, I'm fine, really. I don't really feel lonely. Okay. Do you have any of the following general health conditions? I do not have heart disease. I don't have diabetes, cancer, arthritis, COPD, or as Madyson says, COPD, or COPD, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't say it for that reason because I just wanted to make sure.
Movement disorders, involuntary tics. Oh, like Tourette's. HIV, AIDS. Okay.
Yeah, you're minimal.
Depression. Woohoo! I got a 4 out of 27. Your results indicate that you have none or very few symptoms of depression.
Wow, you're thriving, Haeleigh. I found out I have an eating disorder and I have anxiety today.
Minor anxiety. I bet if I took the anxiety one, I'd probably have the same as you.
Yeah, I don't know. This is fun, though. I
Yeah.
definitely want to do more.
So I'm not depressed, in case anyone was wondering. And you're mildly anxious, so.
Mild. But yeah, definitely check out the website.
And a bunch of like quizzes should pop up. They have like bipolar quiz, they have eating disorder, they have psychosis, PTSD.
PTSD.
I was like, I almost called it PSD.
Addiction.
Addiction, yeah.
Oh, they have. Oh, so this is good. They have a test if you're a parent. So for your child's mental health.
Wow.
So if you're a parent out there and you're worried for your child, you could take a test as well. Yeah, and there's just an overall mental health test if you want to take that as well. So
Youth mental health test, so that's for like children. I'm assuming youth is children, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, this website is great. It tells you, diagnosis with. Again, it's not.
I don't know how accurate it is, but
Yeah, but it's good to have an idea. It provides help, support. There's a phone number, like a hotline, a text. What does that word mean? A text?
SMS, like a.
I don't know.
You know what we mean. Don't make us spell it out.
Mm-hmm. But there's tons of ways to get help on this website and plenty of more websites, I'm sure. So if you need help, don't hesitate to ask.
Yes.
So for our second segment today, we have a special guest, my sister, Brianna. She is a therapist for adolescents, and she's here to talk a little bit about it. So, do you want to, what's your name? How old are you? You want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So yes, I'm Madyson's sister. I'm Brianna. I am 25. And I went to school at Rider University. I got my undergrad in criminal justice and I minored in psych and soc. And then I went to grad school at Rider, where I graduated in 2.5 years with my master's of clinical mental health counseling.
Wow.
You're a smart cookie. How'd you do in grad school?
I did good. I did good.
Did you know you wanted to be a therapist your whole life?
No, not a clue. I think I wanted to be a teacher when growing up.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think.
What did you
Or
go
a
to?
vet? I don't even know.
What did you go to school when did you study that the whole time at Rider, or did you have a different major?
No, I went into Rider undeclared because I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life.
So then when did you realize you wanted to be a therapist?
My junior year of undergrad, I volunteered for a program where I volunteered at a prison where I went in and tutored inmates who were on good behavior, and they were studying to get their GED. So being with that population, I realized that I enjoy that population. And from there, kind of created the idea of doing research on what careers I can do in the prison system, working with inmates who are mandated clients, and which led me to this direction of becoming a counselor.
Wow. I don't know how you worked with inmates.
I was gonna say that sounds so cool.
It's like very intense.
When I think of that, like people going to a prison, I think of like Silence of the Lambs or something like that. Crazy stuff.
I feel like it's a lot more intimidating than it is. Again, inmates are just regular people. Yes, they've committed a crime based off adrenaline or trying to survive. Everyone has a different story, but they are just normal people who have made a mistake in their life. And when you go into prison, it's very intimidating, very, very intimidating. Going through metal detectors, not having your phone or anything on you. So you're really just bare. But they are just normal people. When you sit down and have a conversation with them, it's like having a conversation with any individual outside of prison. Yeah.
Interesting. So where do you work now exactly?
I work in a PHP IOP program, which stands for Partial Hospitalization and Intensive Outpatient Program. I work in our adolescents department, ages 14 to 18. And I work with clients who have a higher acuity than your typical individual who goes and sees a therapist.
So can you tell us basically what you see on a day-to-day life, like what you handle and deal with basically?
Yeah. So every day looks different in my world. We have clients who attend our program depending on the level of care. So a client who is in a partial hospitalization program more than likely just was discharged from a hospital or a residential setting due to either substance use, suicide ideation, self-harm, overdose. There's various of reasons for them to be just discharged from a hospital. So then they would come into our program for a partial hospitalization, which is a lot more intense than your outpatient therapist. So we work one-on-one with these individuals, trying to teach them coping skills. And our theoretical approach is a DBT approach, which is a dialectical behavioral therapy. So it's very trauma-based. Yeah, and we create a treatment plan for these individuals to kind of set goals for themselves. And then we work on those goals in our treatment plan, in our everyday treatment as well. And then, so our PHP, you have a more acuity of a more high risk of a client. And then eventually, once they're more stable, they'll drop down to an IOP, which again is our intensive outpatient program, where they'll come on an average of 3 days in the afternoon and they'll again continue to work on their treatment plan. They're again not as high severity. So these individuals may have, substance use, they may have depression, anxiety, bipolar, they may suffer from self-harm. Maybe they have suicidal thoughts, but they don't have a plan or an intent to follow through with this thought. So they're not appropriate for the highest level of care. So our job is to kind of have them come into our IOP program, work out those thoughts, determine coping skills that work for them so that they can minimize those thoughts and then proceed with their everyday life. And the goal is for them to eventually stop. So our goal in therapy is to kind of put ourselves out of a job. So the goal is to have a client come as often as they come and then eventually decrease the number of times so that they don't have to come to therapy anymore. So we kind of put ourselves out of a job.
Wow.
It's a very selfless job too.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine going in there every day and dealing with what you have to deal with.
It's a lot, but the end result makes our job
Rewarding.
beneficial, and it makes rewarding.
So like, does working in that type of environment like affect you in any way? Like, does like your mental health, your everyday life?
That's a tricky question. So obviously, you being my sister, we've grown up and we've had our own trauma in our own life.
Yeah.
So going through grad school, I felt, although I processed our own trauma through learning about trauma and through learning how to help others deal with their trauma, I've came to the realization that it doesn't work like that. So I plan on seeing a therapist. I have an appointment weekly that I'm going to see a therapist. Not so much, I feel like to be the best therapist I can be, you have to deal with your own stuff before you can focus on your client stuff. So it's not so much going to see a therapist because I'm stressed about my clients or I'm carrying my clients' baggage or mental health diagnosis. It's my own concerns and my own stress.
That's intense.
Gotta put yourself first sometimes.
Yeah. And you can't help others if you aren't 100% yourself.
Absolutely. And I think everyone needs a therapist. Therapists need therapists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where do the therapists go? They go to other therapists.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we were saying before. Everybody needs help.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Someone to talk to,
Mhm.
No.
Yeah. I think stigma around therapy is like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need to talk to somebody. A lot of people feel like I'm not crazy, so I don't need to talk to somebody, but that's not it at all. Therapy is not because you're insane or you have issues. Therapy is to really just having that outside person that you can unload all your baggage and all your stress to. And it really is like a judgment-free zone. And then you learn how to deal with your everyday issues, your everyday struggles with that therapist. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I feel like when you tell someone like, oh, I'm going to therapy, like it's just perceived like you only need therapy if there's actually something diagnosed wrong with you or you think is actually wrong with you. But it's totally normal just to want to have somebody, even like, you can't tell, certain things you don't want to tell your family, certain things you don't want to tell your significant other. So I think everyone just needs an outlet and someone to talk to. So therapy shouldn't be looked at as like, oh, well, she's going to therapy, there's something wrong with her. Like, no.
And your family and your significant other can only tell you like so much and be there for you so much. Like you, at some point you might need a professional and you might just need someone else's input.
And there's bias, right? When you go to a family member, significant other, like having a therapist, it's really an outsider. It's like the mediator, whether it's couples therapy, family therapy, individual therapy. I tell my clients all the time, if I sugarcoat things to you, I'm not doing my job. It is because if I was your mom, I was your sister, yeah, we sugarcoat it not to hurt your feelings. But I'm not doing you any justice. So yes, I'm on your side, but I need you to be able to see all parties, all perspectives of a situation, and yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Thanks for sharing everything, and thanks for being a guest.
You're very welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So that was a great segment.
Yeah.
Mental health is very important. Don't be shy. If you need help,
Yeah.
get the help that you need.
Therapy is not for, just the people who think they have some disorder. Like, genuinely just being in a situation and wanting to talk to somebody, that's not, there's not a diagnosis for that. You just,
No,
you just need someone to
exactly.
talk to. And what she said too, like, your significant other and your families, like, they can be biased and they can just tell you they don't want to hurt your feelings, so they're just going to tell you what you want to hear. Whereas a therapist is looking at all angles, all aspects, all people involved, and they're going to give you the best, advice that they can.
No, exactly. I mean, therapy is not for everybody. It's not. Like,
No.
do I think I personally need therapy? No. But that at the same time, when I think about it, like, I love, like, one of my favorite things in the world is to vent.
Me
and
too.
to talk. So,
Me
like,
too.
I'm like, maybe it will be nice just to talk to somebody and vent and just talk about my life. Like, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be like negative or anything like that. Just to talk to somebody and have someone there for you and like just give you life advice.
Yeah.
That does sound nice. So it's not for everybody, but I think it does sound appealing.
Yeah, because even like the older you get, the more struggles are coming. So like,
Oh, yeah.
now you have financial problems. Maybe your relationship is struggling. Maybe you're having, struggles with your families. Whatever it is, like the older you get, the more you're going to realize that like there's something wrong with like everything, and it's
Yeah.
just good to have somebody to talk to, about things, even if it's like you want to tell your therapist like the good things that happened and they can celebrate you.
Exactly.
I think it's an all around. I think it's a good thing. Whether, you want to go to couples therapy to improve your relationship, whether you're going to family therapy to, fix your family relationships, or you even just need your own therapy. Like you just need someone to talk to about your own struggles and your own, life and aspirations. I think it's worth it.
No, exactly.
They go to school literally for that reason,
Yeah.
to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I feel like right now, the biggest thing on my mental health is, just life, finances, like
being in your 20s, man.
yeah, like I'm about to be, so right now, like I'm 25, I turn 26 in May. So right now, like all in the next coming months, I have to start paying for my own insurance. Like I said, I'm going to be 26. I have had a boyfriend for 5 years. We want to move out this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. And then I have school loans, and then I have my car payment, and then it's just like so much.
It's a lot to
pressure.
live in your own head too. Like
Yes.
that's a lot of things to just constantly keep to yourself and say to yourself like, oh, okay, this is happening and this is happening.
Yeah.
It may make you feel better like telling it to somebody because it,
Yeah. And it doesn't help, like, just looking at, like, society nowadays. Like, when you just go on social media,
everyone's
mo-
happy and
Yeah. Like, I know social media is a lie, but, people are, like, what you see, like, people are moving out together. Like, people are getting engaged. People do have parents who pay for everything. Like, that stuff is real.
yeah.
So, stuff like that definitely takes an impact on yourself because, like, you just feel so much pressure and, like, so sick to your stomach thinking,
Yeah.
like, why can't I be like that? Why can't,
Or like, this is what I need to be successful.
yeah,
Like
why can't it come that easy to me?
it starts to really put you in like a dark place.
Yeah.
Like, well, am I ever going to be that way? Like, am I ever going to, aspire to anything? It just, yeah, social media is crazy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No, exactly.
And like, I've seen some girls make these videos and it's really great, but they'll show you and prove to you like, okay, here's a video of me working out and they're like sucking in their stomachs, but then the next video and they're like, no, like I actually have a gut. Like social media is
Yeah.
fake. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what it is. It's like everyone, like why fake it though? Like I see that and it's just like, you think to yourself like, okay, well, I want to look that way, but that person doesn't even really look that way. It's all just it's crazy. Social media is just another topic
Scam.
for another time, but no, but it really does contribute to mental health because it does give you like a picture perfect life or like ideal, scenario that you should be in. You see people, like you said, like 25, getting engaged, getting married, and in your head you're like, okay, I have to do that too. When no, everyone's on their own timeline. Whether you move out at 23 or you move out at 33.
Yeah.
You moved out, so
Like I like on my For You page on like TikTok is like, like my favorite show. Like let's be honest, my favorite show is like Teen Mom and like 16 and pregnant. I don't know why people think I'm crazy. It is no shame in
it's
it.
entertaining.
So entertaining. But so like I'm obsessed with that, and like on my For You page on TikTok is all teen moms and like people like 18 years old, like married, like thinking about having kids, like moved out on their own, and I'm like 25 and I can't even do that. I'm like, I can't even, like, how do these people at 18 years old, like how are they doing that? So it's just like little things like that. It's just like,
And then it puts the question in your head, like, why am I not doing that?
yeah.
When, like, you don't have to be doing that. You shouldn't be doing
No,
that. Well, if you want to
exactly.
do that, that's fine. But, like, it's not like a written rule. You have to move out at 18. You have to be married at this age. You have to have kids at this age.
No,
There's no
exactly.
book to follow.
Exactly. I never wanted to move out at 18. Like I'm attached to
No.
my mother.
What was I doing at 18? I was an idiot at 18. I was still a child, basically.
Yeah.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah, you're a child.
You're a child. And you're graduating high school, still raising your hand to ask to go to the bathroom, and you think I'm moving out in a few
You
months?
can't even drink alcohol.
No. I can vote. I can go to war, but I can't have a freaking beer at 18. I'll never understand it. It will never make sense to me. I understand with the whole drinking and driving thing, but like you shouldn't be drinking and driving anyway. So like lowering the drink or raising the drinking age was supposed to stop more DUIs, but like how about you just don't drink and drive, We could all be drinking at 18 years old right now, but those of you out there effed it up. So,
She told you.
yeah.
But yeah, that's just, mental health is a lot.
Especially in your 20s when you're still trying to figure everything out.
Yeah. Like recently graduating from college and
During a
finding
pandemic.
Finding a job. Like I can easily say like the lowest I feel like I've ever been was graduating college, which should have been the best time of my life.
Yeah, me too.
Was like the worst. Like I literally graduated in 2019, right before the pandemic, but it was impossible to find a job. So I've got a job and I was making like literally like not even high school money, like literally like middle school money. That's what I was making.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a joke. So like I literally woke up every day so depressed, so like mentally not okay. And it took a huge toll on my relationship with my family, my boyfriend, because I was not happy.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going anywhere in life. Like
Hard to be happy around other people when you're not happy within yourself.
No, exactly. I just felt like I was such a fail. Like, look at my sister. My sister was doing great things with herself. She was in grad school. I knew she was gonna be so successful. And then I'm like, here's me making barely minimum wage at 22 years old. So I'm like, this is embarrassing.
Well, that goes back on like just because other people are doing things doesn't mean you have to do it.
No,
so like
exactly.
you were in a way comparing yourself to your sister, which yes, your sister's very, very, very smart and successful, but you just needed to, take a minute and realize I'm gonna get there. That's what you need to say. Like I'm gonna get there. It doesn't matter if so and so did it in 2 years and then so and so did it in 7 years. That's the same thing. Like graduating
exactly.
college, like you're frowned upon and judged if you go the extra year. Like I don't care if it took you 8 years. Like you got a degree. Like good for you.
No,
Just because
exactly.
they did it in 2.
It took me 5 years to graduate from college because I went to a school. I didn't want to go to way school because, like I said, like I was such a homebody. Like I didn't want to leave. So I went to a school called Berkeley College, and I did like a semester. I don't even know how long I did there. I wasted a year there basically. I took a certain amount of credits, but like 4 credits transferred. Like it was a joke.
Yeah.
So I had to start all over at a whole new university. So that's why I was a year behind. It took me 5 years to graduate with a bachelor's. Do I regret it? No. Would I do it again? No. Financially, no.
No.
But you know, everything in life happens for a reason. You have to realize that. Like,
Right.
my life and my sister's life are two different things.
Right.
Like, we're here for a reason, and we both have different purposes in life. So she found her purpose, and now I'm finding mine. After what, like a year and a half, I finally got away from that job.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a job that I love. So, you know, it's just like everything works out. You just need to be patient
Yeah.
and find your purpose.
It was so hard during the pandemic. Like so I graduated in 2020. So my graduation got canceled. Like I wasn't able to walk. So that was obviously depressing.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Like I understand so much more was going on during that time. People were dying. People weren't able to see their families. I get it. Like my issue probably seemed this big to everyone else. But for me, it was upsetting. Like I went to school how many years? And like, I feel like walking at your college graduate, like that's the graduation. You know, like high school was really nice, middle school, cute, but like college, like that's the end. Like you did it. For that to be canceled, I was so upset, like really depressed.
And everybody had a right to feel the way they felt.
Right. If your vacation was canceled, whatever got canceled for you, you had a right to be upset about it. I don't care what anyone says. Because someone actually came at me on Twitter and yelled at me and was, because I said a funny tweet or something, because I didn't get my hair dyed for like 3 months, and I was really insecure about the way I started to look because I dye my hair, my roots were coming in. Again, minuscule problems. I understand that. There's a bigger picture. However, I made a joke and I was like, if the hair salons don't open soon, like I'm going to cry. Something stupid like that. And this girl takes it upon herself to respond and be like, you know, there's people dying, like your hair isn't that important. Like, okay, like go away, you know, like shit like that. Like you don't need to make people feel bad about themselves for being upset about something.
Yeah.
But like I wasn't even that upset. Like it was a joke, honestly. I guess like, you know, people can't take jokes nowadays, but whatever. But you know, during quarantine and everything, I graduated college, and from what was my internship promised me a full-time job after. And here I am sitting there like, okay, like I didn't get to graduate, basically got to the degree mailed to me, like, you know, nothing special. But I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, at least I have a full-time job lined up. Like I had good things going. Well, that company never paid me. I worked for them for 9 months straight, from May to February, with a bachelor's degree in media communications, mind you. I had a degree. I didn't get a dime.
I can't believe you stayed for that long.
I know that's the thing about me. I'm so loyal. So I became very close with everybody there. So, you know, I didn't want to have that conversation. You know, it's a very uncomfortable conversation. Like, hey, are you going to like, you know,
she is
employ
loyal.
me?
Can I say something about Haeleigh real quick? Let me say how loyal Haeleigh is.
Thanks.
There is 2 things that Haleigh's done for me since I've known her that shows how loyal she is. Number 1, she probably has no idea what I'm about to say. Number 1, a month after we started working together, I got into that car accident that we talked about prior, all the way down by my house, like literally an hour away. And she texted me and she said, "Do you need me to come get you?" Okay.
I'm so happy you remember that.
Literally a month after we knew each other. That was number 1. And then number 2 was she has no idea what I'm talking about. Then one time we were leaving work and it was dark outside and I was in my car and she parked like 3 cars away from me, but there was cars in between us. And then she thought I honked, but I didn't honk. So she came running outside because she thought I needed her or like something happened, but it wasn't me. But she checked on me.
I'm a loyal person.
She's loyal.
So that's why, like, when people like step on it or they take it for granted, I'm like, okay, watch me never be loyal to you again.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. But no, that's the thing. Like, I care about people, so I cared about everyone I was working with, and I didn't want to ruin any relationship. So I just sat on my hands and just kept listening to it's coming, it's coming. And by February, I said, like, okay, you know, what are we doing here? Because I've had a bachelor's degree for almost 6 months now. It was 6 months. It was like 9 months at the time. And I was like, if you don't start paying me, basically, in the next couple weeks, like, goodbye. And then, you know, he wasn't happy with that. Because I texted him that. Because I didn't pick up the phone and tell him, you better pay me. I sent him a nice message saying, like, thank you for everything. Like, it's been I've had a great pleasure working with all of you. I was the bigger person.
Yeah.
You know, and all I got was would have preferred to have this conversation over the phone.
Would have preferred if you paid me.
That's literally what I said. I would have preferred money.
Wasn't a week, wasn't a month, wasn't
No.
2, it was months.
9 months. I went to Miami that June and blew $3,000. Why? Because I thought I was getting a paycheck the next month. Did I get a paycheck? No. Guess what my ass did for months after that? I door dashed for months to make up for that Miami trip. So
You spent $3,000 in Miami.
$3,000. It was not my proudest moment. I would wake up and check my bank account, and I guess I bought everybody drinks one night because it was bad. No, I blew through so much money. Because who did I think I was going out there buying like $15 cocktails? Like, no, be cheap and get a $6 beer, you dumbass. Like,
Yeah, it does the same shit.
it does the same shit, literally.
I hate going out. My biggest thing is going out and spending money on cocktails when you know that they're like half watered down.
Yes, that and like I'm paying $12 for a margarita. I could go get a bottle of tequila for $25 and make myself like 6 or 7 margaritas.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, they have to make a profit
Well,
upcharge. They
yeah.
could do what they want.
But-
But it just bothers me that like I could have 5 of them and I could literally be completely sober.
Yeah.
So and I could have 2 beers and I could be on my ass.
So
Because you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting when they're opening a can of beer in front of you.
Yeah. Beer and wine, I feel like, is just the best way to go because you always know what you're getting.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, when you're watered down the margarita, I'm still paying $14 for it. We also went to this really expensive restaurant. I don't know if you know, Barton G. The stuff comes out in like, so I ordered popcorn chicken. It came out in a popcorn bucket,
chicken.
like a full popcorn machine. It was so cool. And like, we all got
She
the bill.
goes to Miami and orders popcorn. That just shows you how basic she is.
It was really good popcorn chicken too. But we
She's
all
kidding.
we all got the bill. We all spent like $85 each on dinner. And like each had a drink, and then we looked on the bill, the water was $6. I'm so glad I didn't ask for the sparkling water because God knows how much that would have been.
Wait,
But
you got tap water?
yes, tap water. We all looked at our bills and we all saw $6 for water. You know what's 6 times 5?
35.
$35 for water. I'm sorry, that's a natural resource.
Is it 35? Yeah, 35.
No,
No, it's 30.
30.
I sounded very confident, and I was like, wow, I'm so smart.
You delivered it, and I
But then-
believed you.
Yeah, but that's 7 times 5.
7 times 5, yeah. I don't know my times tables. I'm sitting there like this all the
Frickin'
time. Like, I can't count, I can't add, I can't do anything. No.
Mental health, not
Yes.
being able to do math.
It's really
Such
you
a
know,
disappointment. I mean, yeah.
No. So, yeah, just so many things contribute to your mental health. And that's what we're trying to, explain. Like, not being able to find a job, not getting paid by your job. Like, that can affect your mental health. Being at a job you're not happy at.
Trauma.
Trauma.
Losing somebody.
Fighting with your family.
Fighting with their family.
Fighting with your significant other. Maybe you're not happy in your relationship and you don't know how to leave.
Yeah, I've dealt with all that. I lost my dad, and then I was in an abusive relationship, and then I went to college, and then had a shitty ass job when I graduated college.
Yeah.
It was just a lot back to back to back.
I was going to say, I always feel like it comes back to back. Like, there's no space. It's always like, okay, this happened this year. Next year, that's going to happen. And the year after that, that. Like,
Yeah.
can I get a break?
Yeah.
Like a year just of like
No,
peace,
yeah.
no trauma.
Yeah, no, actually, because I lied. I had an abusive relationship, and then I lost my dad in college, and then so I lost my dad in December 2016. So then, like, my house was like my forever home, and then it just like we lived in like a 5-bedroom house, like big backyard with a pool. It was just like, me and my sister were growing up, and we were like we weren't gonna stay there forever. So my mom was like, I'm not gonna live here all by myself for the rest of my life. It was just too big of a house for one person.
Yeah.
So, so then she, like, after a few years, she was like, I have to put it up for sale. So, like, obviously that was just it was so upsetting for me, like, in my mental health, because I was like, this is I hate change. I hate change,
Yeah.
number one. And that was, like, my favorite house ever. So, like, after, like, losing my dad and then realizing that I'm leaving my forever home,
Yeah.
it was just a lot for me, like, mentally. Like, I was just like,
That is a lot. That is a lot.
yeah. So so I moved. We put it up for sale April of 2019, and then I graduated June 2019. So it was just like a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well,
going
back to
on
back.
going on at one time. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but
No, that's a lot.
it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Because
It's a lot.
when you put it all together too, like when I did the same thing. Like I moved out of my first house, but like that was because my parents got divorced. So my dad moved out, and it was like a whole big thing. Like we put the house up for sale, but it was weird because like we didn't even have like a move out. We didn't really have like a goodbye. Like one day we kind of just picked up and my mom was like, we're going to go live with, Pop-Pop. And that was it. We just grabbed, what we really wanted out of the house. And then that was it.
Yeah.
And it was sad because it's just like, there's so much change. Like, okay,
So many memories.
so many memories. Like now, I used to throw parties at that house. Like
Yes,
crazy.
me too.
They called it Coco's Trap House. Like, I'm not even kidding. Dad, I'm sorry for listening to this. I threw a rager there my sophomore year of high school. I'm not even kidding. Like 100 kids were there, and my house was not that big. It was a cute, like small house. There were people in my bathroom. Like that. That's how big it got. That's how big it got. The first time I heard of Kearney, New Jersey. You want to laugh? I go outside of this party, and there's this kid standing in my driveway. And I walk outside, I'm like, who are you? And he looks at me and goes, who are you? I was like, who am I? I was like, you're standing in my driveway. I said, where the hell did you come from? He goes, Kearney, New Jersey. And I was like, what?
We work in Kearney, New Jersey.
We work in Kearney, New Jersey, yeah. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, that's like 40 minutes away from me. What are you doing 40 minutes away at a house party?
They put it on Craigslist.
No, someone put my address on Twitter.
That's traumatizing. I'm sorry. You
Midway
don't
into
do
the
that.
party, I'm like, come to whatever Arthur Road. I was like, shook. I was shook. I was so mad. And then the door just did not close the entire night. It just kept opening. I remember my sister came downstairs. She was like, just because it's an open house doesn't mean you leave the door open. And she shut the door. It was so funny. But no, it was crazy. But so many memories. And like, I didn't get a minute to like sit there and soak it all in. Like you threw up over there. Like you did that.
I feel like it's never a good time to soak it all in. Like it's just like, it's sad.
It is sad.
And it's just like
you even moving home from college, like me and my boyfriend lived together for a little. And like the day we moved out, like it was so sad. Like I cried. It was like, it's good things because we're going home to move on with our lives and like, do bigger and better things. But it's still like, it's a happy thing, but it also affects your mental health because it's like, now you're knowing like, okay, I'm never going to be in this place again.
Yes.
So it makes it like bittersweet.
Exactly. Little changes affect my mental health. Like I'm not good with change.
No, I'm not either.
Whatsoever.
Nope.
So yeah, I mean, little things like that can affect your mental health, and it's just one big thing overall.
It affects it like either like depressed wise or even like anxiety wise.
Oh yeah.
Like the thought of moving houses again. Like we are going to sell my house again because it looks similar to your situation. It's a 5-bedroom house. My sister is in college. I'm going to move out soon. My mom does not need a 5-bedroom house to take care of.
No, exactly.
But it's like, it's sad, Like when is the right time to sit there and, soak it all in and,
There's not.
There's not. No.
You just got to rip the Band-Aid off and just realize that you're making new memories.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Thinking about moving again gives me so much anxiety. Like I look in my closet and I'm like I have to clean all that out before I move. Like
I remember looking in my room and I was like, oh, this should take me like 5 minutes. And it took me like 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
I'm like, there's literally like 5 things in here. So how did this happen?
Remember, what was it, like 2 months ago I cleaned my closet and I sent you a picture? How bad was that? My room was filled, like all over my bed, all on the floor. That's one closet.
Yeah.
And then I thought that I was like, imagine I have to clean out every closet in this house. Like, oh my God.
That's why you're like, how do people have mansions? But then you're like, they have money.
Don't know.
They have money to
pay somebody to come clean
do
it.
that.
Yeah. That's why like a mansion in theory sounds so nice, but like
no.
My mansion gets
like
so dirty.
I'm like a weird person, and I was like, I do not care for a mansion whatsoever.
No. I want like the aesthetic of my house to be cute. Like I don't care if it's small or like medium sized or like one floor. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want a really, really nice backyard.
Yep, that's all I want.
And a cute like aesthetic inside.
Yeah.
I want the inside to look nice. I don't like the outside needs to look nice, but like there's people that have like these big houses and then
no backyard.
No backyard, and then you go inside and you're like, you could have done all this in like a medium sized house. Like I don't get it.
I don't understand how people pay millions of dollars and don't have any property.
No.
I will never understand that. I will never understand that.
For me, it's like you should be paying for the property.
Yeah.
More or less. Like if it's more land.
Yeah.
Not the size of the house. Well, I mean that goes into it too, but
I love being outside. I was like, I don't even care. I would love a ranch with a nice backyard. That's all I want in life. I'm very simple. I mean, the ranch has to be beautiful inside, but
our mental health will get a lot better when that's
yeah.
that's the
I'm not
end
living
goal.
in no shingding. I need a nice
Freezing weather in New Jersey.
I need a nice cozy house. It's not that hard to ask
No,
for.
we're not asking for much.
No. Really, it's not. Just a little paint on the wall, new floors, nice kitchen.
Yeah, I just want it to look nice. That's it. I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
I'm very visual.
I just need to be cozy and warm. And it's my home, and I am a huge homebody, so it needs to be the way I want it.
I love
'Cause
being at home.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I love it.
I would much rather be home on my couch with like a cup of tea, like just watching TV over like, I don't know, sleeping out or like going to like a dirty
I don't
fucking-
sleep out. I literally don't sleep
I don't
out.
like it. The only place I sleep is my boyfriend's. And even there, I'm like, I need my skincare. I need this. But no, like my friends will be like, oh, do you want to just stay over? I'm like, I'll come over, but I'm going home after.
Yeah.
Like,
As soon as I open my eyeballs, if I stay out, which is like once a year, maybe, as soon as I open my eyeballs, I'm out.
oh, I'm out. Yeah, I don't stay to hang around.
Yeah,
Bye.
there's
In high
something-
school, I used to, but now, no.
I'm like, I need to go home.
I have things to do, even though I have absolutely nothing to do. But it's like it's anxiety. Like I need to get home. I need to wash my
So
face. I need to
anxious.
walk my dog. I need to clean my room. I need to make my bed. Like, just those are the things I think about when I'm not home.
I'm so anxious. I feel like I'm missing out on something at home, and there's nothing going
And there's
on.
nothing going on.
But just like anxious, FOMO.
FOMO is a
everything.
big thing too that contributes to mental health. Like the fear of missing out on things. It's like it goes back to having the picture perfect life that you're ideally, quote unquote, supposed to have.
Yeah.
Well, like, and people make you feel bad for wanting like a night to yourself. Self-care is a big part of mental health too.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to go out and drink, do something for yourself and just chill, and don't let people make you feel bad about it.
Yeah. Like the other night, I took a bath. Let me tell you, I've never felt better. Felt
Thanks for yourself.
amazing. I literally felt amazing. I can't tell you the last time I took a bath, but it was so relaxing. I threw some essential oils in there.
Ooh, the whole package.
Yeah. I was like, this is the life.
Yeah.
So, just little things like that boosts your mentality and just makes you feel so much better.
Yeah, that's like little things can help, like a bath, or even like giving yourself like a routine to do daily, just
Yeah,
to get you in like
structure.
a flow. Yeah, definitely structure.
Going to the gym has helped me tremendously. I hate going to the gym. But once I go there and I do the workout, I feel so much better after, and I just want to keep going. So it depends, but mentally, exercising and working out is so good for you.
Setting goals for yourself too.
Setting goals for yourself.
Then reaching those goals will help.
Setting it, scheduling a plan, a calendar, just structure overall. It's just so
Yeah.
much better for you.
Take yourself out for a drive once a week and listen to your favorite music. Take a walk if you live in a warm area currently. Me, I'm not walking anywhere because it is 19 degrees here in New Jersey, so I'll stay inside for that. But
Yeah. But even take a trip.
yeah,
If you need a trip, take a trip.
spend your money. Money will come back. Time won't.
Yeah.
I see that quote all the time, and I'm like, is this telling me to spend all my money and book a vacation? Because
No,
I
it
think it
is.
is.
You have to take a trip once a year at least.
Oh, if not twice.
Yeah.
If not twice.
Especially this time of year, this is the most depressing time of the year. And for me personally, just
Yeah.
the cold weather, there's nothing to look forward to.
Nothing going on.
It gets dark at 5 p.m. It's just,
Even waking up, I woke up today at 6:30. That's probably the earliest I've woken up, and it was still dark outside. And I was
Yeah.
like, why am I even awake right now? And that used to be a rule before there were clocks. You woke up when the sun came
When the
up and
birds
went
came.
went to bed when
Chirping.
the sun came down. Yeah.
yeah.
No. Now we set alarms, and I'm awake in the dark. So, whatever. Whoever invented alarm clocks.
But yeah. So that's really it.
Yeah. So,
Take care of yourself. Take your mental health. What's the word?
seriously.
Seriously. And get the help if you need it.
Yes.
Also, if you ever want to talk to us, don't hesitate to reach out.
It's a lot of fun.
Message us, DM us on TikTok, on Instagram. Email us at Don't Overspill. podcast@gmail.com. Couldn't think of the words.
And I hope too, like we proved that like even the littlest things can contribute to feeling that way, and like you're not alone. Like sometimes I feel when I feel a certain way, I'm like, I must be the only person that feels like this. You're not. I promise.
No.
We all feel a certain way.
No, and there's so much more that goes into it than what we talked about.
Oh yeah, we didn't even touch the surface. I feel like we dabbled a little, but you know, it's for you guys to go do more research on your own.
Yes. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye.